measurement for the fabric, using that measurement, which is 37. This is how the fabric will look. Your AB and your CD will be 37. Your AC and your BD will be the length of your skirt plus 6 centimeters. The 6 centimeters taking the hem to turn up and the seam allowance to sew the band onto the waist. Now whenever you're working on the fabric, you have to have seam allowances and wherever you're going to be joining pieces together. So here we have the fold with all the allowances on. At the center back, which is here, this is the center back. We are going to mark off the 4 centimeters. And this 4 centimeters will be the zip allowance. So you measure from the end of your fabric in 4 centimeters and you put your dotted line down. The dotted line means that is your stitching line. From there, this point, we're going to put in our dart. So this line then is going to be your waistline. That's your waistline there. This is going to be the hem, and this is the side of the skirt. All right? So if you look at your diagram at the moment, the waist is the same measurement like your hip. Now when we did the measurement taken, we said the hip line is 18 or 20 centimeters down from the waist. So to get this line in place, you measure down from A along your AC line 18 or 20 centimeters. That will give you your hip line. That's your hip line. Now the hip line is determined by the height of the person. So the taller persons would use 20 centimeters from the waist and the shorter persons would use 18. To bring in the waist, get enough of the fullness at the waist, we use either pleats, tucks, darts, or gathers. Now, because we're doing a straight skirt, we're going to be using the darts. So from here, we're going to measure across, and it's going to be 9 cm or 10 cm. If your waist is 36 and lower, you will use 9 cm. Above 36 centimeters, we'll use 10. So you will measure in this direction and get that point. Now the dart comes down towards the hip line, and that is going to be standard for everybody. And it's going to be 13 centimeters. That's the length of the dart. On either side of the 10 or 9, you're going to use 12 millimeters. So it's going to be 12 millimeters on either side, and all 3 points will come together at the 13 to complete your dart. Alright, so that's how your dart will be completed. That's your dart. Now we are going to shape the side of the skirt. To shape the side of the skirt, we're going to add together quarter of the waist plus the dart allowance plus the side seam. So 2, quarter of the waist. Plus the dart allowance. Plus the side seam allowance. So we have an example there. We can use 20 centimeters for the quarter waist. The dart allowance of everybody is 2.4 cm. The side seam is 2 cm. So we're going to get 24.40. So from here, we will measure across the 24.40. And we put the point there. Along the hip line, we measure from here, quarter of your hip, plus your 2 centimeters. And you're going to join the points together. You can use a French curve or you can do it freehand. Now if you remember, I told you we added 1 centimeter to widen the hem. This is where it is used. So after you leave the hip allowance, you come right up onto the fabric. And that gives you the complete shape of the side of the skirt.